It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by the San Mateo Credit Union, Kaiser Permanente, and Samtrans. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Quiz Kids. As always, we have two great teams behind me ready to play. And to join us here is our mighty judge, Mr. Frank Saboti. And would we please say hello to our first team, the Fremont Firebirds. Nick Kumamoto, welcome. You are, among other activities, very involved on your school's tennis team.
Yeah, so...
They're having a good season, aren't they?
Yeah, we're having a good season so far. So we've played 11 matches out of 24, and right now we're 9-2.
Wow, great. How many more matches to go?
About 12, I think.
Well, there you go. It's anybody's season, but you guys have a great start ahead of you.
Yep.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Justin Barnett. School is doing one of my favorite authors' plays, Agatha Christie's Witness for the Prosecution. You have a good part. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I played the part of Mayhew, who is one of two lawyers for the defendant in this case. It's about a trial of someone who's been accused of murder in 1950s Britain. And our closing night's tonight, so
so we'll all just
well.
be thinking of this as a fond memory when we watch you on TV. Well, I hope the run has been well received.
So far, so good.
Have a great closing.
Thank you.
Nathan Depew, who plays the leading attorney in this, is also an avid Dungeons and Dragons fan, and you have launched a campaign. Would you explain that to us in 15 seconds?
Okay, so a campaign is when a bunch of people come together to play Dungeons and Dragons. It can often involve like having pizza or something, and it's just a fun social event. And one person's the dungeon master, who then like controls everything, and he controls the monsters and other people play. It's like he's the controller of the world, and they get to play around in it.
Cool. How has Witness for the Prosecution been going for you?
It's been going rather well, actually.
Yes. Well, good luck on both campaign and show. Let's give a big hand to your coach, Tim Shannon. We are going to play the collaboration round together. We're going to answer very slowly, Nathan. I have a bunch of questions that are worth 10 points. You can score 100 points. Just give me 7 correct answers, and I will give you a 30-point bonus, okay? You have 3 choices of topic for this round, and they are first authors, produce department, and on the river. Which category would you like to choose, gentlemen?
Authors? I don't know. I think either authors or produce.
I won't be a lot of help with authors.
Produce.
I don't know anything about that.
Why don't we go with produce?
Yeah, at some point you have to choose.
Just pick something.
Just pick something.
It sounds like we're going with produce.
Okay, we're going to go with produce department. Each answer is or contains the name of something you'd find in the produce department of your grocery store. Okay? Here's your first question. It's when you cut some of the branches off a tree. What do? You prune.
Pruning?
You prune, that's right. It's John Chapman's nickname.
Johnny Appleseed?
Johnny Appleseed?
That's right.
Awesome.
In the theater, it's meaningless chatter by actors. In baseball, it's an argument. What do we call that? Do you know?
Grapes.
No. When I've been an actor and we're in a crowd scene, we say rhubarb, 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 rhubarb. Well, now you know something which you can bring with you tonight in the trial scenes. Okay. Golly. Indoor sport that is a close relative of racquetball.
Squash.
There you go. It's the round, fluid-filled cavity in the skull of a dolphin used for echolocation.
That sounds horribly unpleasant. A gourd?
A melon. They're
close.
much juicier animals than you thought.
Yes.
She's Popeye's girlfriend. You should be ashamed for not knowing this.
No, it's not.
Popeye the Sailor Man's girlfriend was named...
Olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah.
Thank you, Nathan.
Finally, it's a Bronx cheer made by sticking out the tongue and making wet, rude noises.
Oh, a raspberry.
Yes, and that gives you 50 points at the end of the round. Good work. We'll be back to meet their opponents and see if they can score any better. We'll be right back. together for the Sacred Heart Gators. Matthew Ferranti. Matthew, Sacred Heart wants to make sure that all incoming 9th graders to your school are ready to go, prepared for their very rigorous academic programs. You help do that. How do you do that?
Well, in some ways. Over the summer, Sacred Heart invites a large group of middle school students to participate in something called the Bridge program. And Sacred Heart is not the only school that does this. There's several others. But this summer, I'm going to be tutoring in that program and helping out the classroom teachers and getting to know some middle school students in this area.
Is there a particular subject you know that you'll be tutoring?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just sort of a general school thing where
whatever you can help them out with.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. It's a great program. I know other schools model that too, so that's great. Sean Hamilton, you play saxophone in the jazz band, but you haven't been playing sax that long. And I know that in most jazz bands, I know at our school, it's very, very competitive to get into the jazz band. So how's your band rate?
It's pretty good. I actually started playing saxophone just on a whim freshman year. I've played piano for a bunch of years, so I knew how to read music and everything.
Well, the piano is a slightly different instrument from the saxophone.
That's true.
So people say that, well, I was playing piano and then I decided the flugelhorn was right for me. I mean, it's like they have nothing to do with each other. What does that mean? So you're playing the sax. Mm-hmm. Do you guys play it? You have a lot of concerts coming up?
We have a concert coming up in May.
Good. Enjoy that. Rooney Pitchford. NCAA basketball we're in the middle of it now. It'll be over by the time this airs, but I always like to embarrass contestants by saying, make your big prediction and then be forced to watch this back when the show airs. So who's going to take it all?
I'm going to go ahead and pick the Kentucky Wildcats.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm going to ride them all the way.
All right. Well, let's see what happens with that. You know, you may end up winning and coming back and saying, I told you so.
Yep.
Or, and incidentally, I won a pool a few years ago because of the Florida Gators.
Is that right?
So I think it's appropriate we're talking about NCAA here, and it makes me look like a jock.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give a big hand to your coach, Kermit Holderman. And you gentlemen are going to get to answer 7 questions, maybe earn up to 100 points, but you have to pick a category. It's either first authors or on the river.
We're going with On the River.
On the river, all right. And in this category, surprisingly, many cities lie along major rivers. I'll name the city, you name the river. Ready? London.
Thames. The Thames.
That's right. Paris.
The Seine.
That's right. Cairo.
Nile.
Nile.
That is correct. Vienna.
The Danube.
You got it. St. Louis.
Missouri.
No, the Mississippi. Montreal.
St. Lawrence? I think so. The St. Lawrence?
That's right. And finally, Baghdad.
Tigris, right?
Yeah, Tigris.
The Tigris?
That's it for our 60 points. So close. Very good. You got a 10-point lead over Fremont, and we will return after these commercial messages.
Tournament champions will win an all-expense-paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Listen, if you would like to come on down and watch a future taping of our show, or if you would like to provide us with any kind of financial support or sponsorship, give us a call at 650-637-1936. We would love to talk to you. Gentlemen, we have lots of new exciting changes in this season of Quiz Kids, and one of the most exciting and interesting is our new round, the 3-for-all round. I have a series of 10 toss-up questions here. This is how we play. I will ask a toss-up question. You have buzzers in your hands. The first person to buzz in gets to answer for his team. If you give me the correct answer, you then will be allowed as a team to collaborate on the next 2 questions. As long as you get them right, the points will grow. Your first right answer is worth 10. Your second correct answer is worth 20. Your third right answer is worth 40 points. The term ends when you finish giving me a correct answer. And if you buzz in and give me an incorrect answer, the other team will get the chance to collaborate and possibly earn up to 40 points, okay? Good luck. I know I said that really badly. Let's pretend I never even talked, and we'll go to the questions. It's 60 to 50. First toss-up question. Newton's first law of motion describes what tendency of an object to continue, Sean?
Inertia.
Right. For 20 points, on the surface of the Earth, the effects of inertia are often masked by gravity and by what other resistive force?
Resistance. Or friction or resistance? Friction?
Right. For 40 points, to physicists, friction is not a fundamental force, but rather a manifestation of which of the 4 fundamental forces?
Is it entropy?
Normal?
Electromagnetic force. You earned 20 points. Here's the next toss-up. California's highest and lowest points are only 100 miles apart. Matthew.
Mount McKinley and Death Valley.
No, I'm sorry. At 14,495 feet, what peak is the highest point in the lower 48 states? You guys don't have to buzz. You can talk it over.
Isn't Mount Whitney? Mount Whitney?
That is right. For 20 points, southeast of Mount Whitney lies what valley that's the lowest point in all of North America?
Death Valley.
That's right. And for 40 points, the 50s TV series Death Valley Days was hosted by what future president?
Ronald Reagan.
That's it for 40 points. Congratulations. Here's the next toss-up. The detective Porfiry suspects that Lizaveta and Alyona, the pawnbroker, were killed by Raskolnikov in what novel by Fyodor Dostoevsky? Matthew.
Crime and Punishment.
That's it. For 20 points, Dostoevsky was inspired to write The House of the Dead while imprisoned in what far eastern part of Russia?
Sure. Say Siberia.
Siberia.
For 20 points, you're right. For 40, Dostoevsky addresses the conflict between faith and doubt, the problem of free will, and the question of moral responsibility in which final novel?
I have absolutely no idea.
That's twice. Crime and Punishment.
No, The Brothers Karamazov. Next toss-up. When the Port of Oakland shut down due to a dock strike, within days, local factories shut down due to a lack of parts. What do we call the process of keeping only a few days' supply on hand to minimize inventories? We call that just in time. Next toss-up. The headline of the first edition of the November 3rd, 1948 Chicago Tribune declared that what Republican had defeated Harry Truman for the presidency? Rooney.
Dewey.
That is right. For 20 points. When he ran for president, Dewey was the governor of what state?
Was it Missouri? Sure.
Missouri.
New York. You earned 10. Here's the next toss-up. When performing transfusions, blood is classified into 4 lettered types. Which type is the universal donor? Yes, Rooney.
O.
Right. For 20 points, what blood type is sometimes called the universal recipient?
AB.
AB.
That's it. And the term RH factor comes from the name of what kind of primate?
Is it a rhesus monkey?
A rhesus monkey.
That is right for 40 points. And a big banana goes to you. Here's the next toss-up. The first U.S. Volunteer Cavalry Regiment was also known by what 2-word name after... Yes, Nick.
Riders.
That is correct. For 20 points, team. A lot of colorful names in history are associated with Teddy Roosevelt. What was the nickname of the Progressive Party created in 1912 after Teddy lost the Republican nomination for president?
The Bull Moose.
Right. And the 1912 split in the Republican Party led to what New Jersey Democrat winning the presidential election that year? 1912.
Answer.
FDR?
No, it was Woodrow Wilson. You earned 20 points. Here is the next toss-up. Complaints about a sanitation company by Troy Maxson begin which August Wilson play whose title objects, Robert Frost said, can make good neighbors? That was Fences. Next toss-up. Take one artificially aged human skull and an orangutan jaw, and you can make your own version of what early 20th century hoax? Yes, Nathan.
Are you looking for the specific name of it?
Yes.
Was this the...
I need an answer.
Englishman?
No. You can steal if you know the answer to that.
Sasquatch. Say what he said.
Sasquatch.
The Piltdown Man. Here's the next one. What victor at the Battle of the Thames and first territorial governor of Indiana won the 1840 presidential election and died after 30 days in office? Nick.
William Henry Harrison.
Correct. For 20 points. Give me the first name of the other U.S. president named Harrison.
Benjamin Harrison.
Right, for 40 points. Following the death of William Henry Harrison, who became the first vice president to assume the presidency?
John Tyler.
That is right, for 40 points. And this is our last toss-up question. The terms 3' and 5' are used to designate the ends of what class of molecules which contain adenine and guanine? Nick?
DNA.
That is right, or nucleic acids. In DNA, guanine is paired with what other nucleobase for 20 points?
Thymine.
I'm sorry?
Thymine.
No, it is cytosine. And that gives you 20 points there. And we end the round with Fremont in the lead, 160 to Sacred Heart's 150 points. That was a good round. We'll see which team goes on to the next one after these messages. And we're back, and it's time to play the Extreme Lightning Round. This is an old-time round. I can say these rules like that. Point value is 20. If you give me the right answer, you score 20 points for your team. But if you buzz in and give me the wrong answer, you will lose 20 points. And the other team will have a chance to collaborate and really shift those scores if they get the right answer, okay? If you are given the chance after the other team has gotten it wrong and you do not know the answer, just say pass. You do not risk losing those 20 points, okay? It is 160 to 150. Very close game. Good luck to both teams. Here's your first Extreme Lightning Round question. Of hyperbaric, hypertonic, or hyperplasic, which is the kind of chamber in which a diver decompresses to avoid getting the bends? All you divers. It's the hyperbaric chamber. Which architect has designed such buildings as the Javits Convention Center, the Bank of China, and the East Wing? Yes, Sean.
I am Pei.
Correct. Also known as nacre, what is the 3-word name for the iridescent layer of an oyster? Sean.
Mother of pearl.
Correct. To whom was Winston Churchill referring when he said, "Never in the field of human conflict has so much been owed by so many to so few"? Look at you staring at me so strangely. It was the Royal Air Force. You won't be blue if you know which river flows through Vienna, Budapest, and yes, Sean.
The Danube.
Again with Danube, yes. No one thinks this through, you know, really. What do astronomers call the region of full shadow behind the planet during an eclipse? Yes, Sean.
The penumbra.
No, I'm sorry. You can steal.
That's a good guess, though.
I think we're just going to pass.
It was a good guess. It's the umbra. What English thinker claimed that life is solitary, nasty, brutish, and short? Yes, Matthew.
Hobbes.
Right. Glycine, lysine, or tryptophan? Which amino acid is often blamed for after-dinner lethargy? Yes, Sean.
Tryptophan.
Yes. I blame my cousin's pie. Kimigayo, meaning the reign of our emperor, is what country's national rune?
Japan.
Right. What stingless, non-working bee mates with the queen? Sean.
Drone.
Right. What Polynesian people are the native inhabitants of New Zealand? Sean.
The Maori.
Yes. In which of the countries of the British Isles did the sport of caber tossing originate? Yes, Nick.
Ireland.
No. You can steal.
Pass.
Scotland. Whose company designed elaborate jeweled eggs for the czars of Russia? Sean.
Fabergé.
Correct. All new diesel vehicles sold in California must contain what part that by itself costs about $2,000 since, yes, Justin?
Catalytic converter?
Yes, it has platinum in it. Name the city where you find the headquarters of NATO. That's Brussels in Belgium. The namesake for one of our 12 months, which Roman god is most often depicted with two faces? Matthew.
Janus.
That's right. Captain Ernst Lehmann was at the helm of what ill-fated, oh, you know what? We've already asked this one, so I'm going to move on. What do we call the Chinese method of alleviating pain by inserting...
Acupuncture.
Yes, Nick. What is the name of a verb form ending in ing when it... Yes, Rooney?
Participle.
No. When it is used as a noun.
Gerund. What? A gerund, I think. A gerund.
That's right. The storyline of which George Orwell novel inspired the expression, "The pigs are wearing the pants"? Nathan.
This is Animal Farm.
Right. Of data storage, data communication, or data display, what does the TCP/IP protocol specify? That is data communication. We have about 2 minutes to go. A classic children's story by Anna Sewell tells the story of what thoroughbred? That's a horse. Black Beauty.
Yeah.
In 1979, Denmark granted home rule to what largest island? Matthew.
Greenland.
Correct. The Rosetta Stone has 3 types of writing on it. Old-fashioned hieroglyphics, demotic hieroglyphics, and what third? Nathan.
Greek.
Yes, 1 minute to go. Wang Lung is the protagonist in what Pearl Buck novel? There's like only one we all, yeah. The Good Earth. Of lever, wedge, or winch, what is not one of the 6 classical simple?
Winch.
Yes, Nick. That's right. Give the Latin name for the largest muscle in the human body.
Gluteus maximus.
Yes. Some of us have a larger one than others. With the onset of child labor laws, what miniature Scottish ponies were used to haul carts in coal mines? Sean.
Shetland?
Yes. What objects consist of a nucleic acid enclosed by a protein coat that can replicate once they are inside a host cell? Nick.
Virus.
Right. What German philosopher is famously quoted as saying, God is dead? Yes, Rooney.
Nietzsche.
Right. The Quran says that Muslims are descended from which son of Abraham? Sean.
Ishmael?
Correct. Of solar wind, nuclear decay, or gravity, which force is used to propel long-distance spacecraft to the outer planets? Nick.
Solar wind.
No, I'm sorry. Can you answer
Gravity.
it? That gravity is correct. That's another 20 points. 410 to 280. Sacred Heart will be moving on to the next round, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
The following underwriters helped to make this program possible: San Mateo Credit Union, Kaiser Permanente, Samtrans. Additional support provided by the Burlingame Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the Knights Templar,